Yo, what's going on, guys? I know it's been a bit of a while. I've had a lot of different things going on and it's sort of just been taking up my weekends a little bit, so I apologise for being away. So today we're going to be doing something on the Bora. This is 5 things I hate about my Volkswagen Tdi Bora. Alright, so these are the 5 things I hate with my 53 plate Tdi Volkswagen Bora. It's the PD130 engine, and I've had it for I think around 2-3 months. I can't exactly remember how long I've actually had it for, but it's not particularly long, but I feel like I've had it long enough to sort of work out where I sort of don't like it. I wouldn't say I hate everything on this list, but it's just best to list it as a hate. I mean, if I put everything that I dislike about my Volkswagen Bora, I don't think anyone's going to be watching it. So I guess number 1 would have to be a styling issue, if you like. I know this car is from 2003, but it still looks to me very, I would describe as boxy. To me, I think I could confidently draw a Volkswagen Bora on an Etch-a-Sketch. Is that just nothing sort of smooth? There's not that many curves on the car. The best way to describe it would, if you've never actually seen one before, or you've never really looked at one properly, best way to describe it would be that it looks like how your child or a baby would draw a car. It just looks like very like that, you know what I mean? I can show you from the outside. It just looks a bit like it's lacking. There's just no curvature to it. There's nothing. There's no. I wouldn't say there's any lines to it or anything like that. So yeah, that would be my number 1. Styling, I guess you could say. It just looks a bit boxy to me. Alright, so number 2 is, I'm guessing you could say this, I don't know if it's a common fault or not, but on mine the gear stick on it does not stay straight. It really wobbles all the time. It can be tightened and it'll stay in spot, but it will not have the gear lines, or whatever you call it, where you select gears or whatever like that. That will not be lined up straight. It has to be at an angle for it to stay straight, and it just really, I'm not saying I have OCD or anything like that, but it's something that really grinds my gears. Excuse the pun there. Yeah, not really. I guess it's lost a clip or something inside. I'm not 100% sure. It's just been like that since I bought the car. Yeah, so something I might look into getting sorted in the next however long. You know, I mean, it's nothing urgent, I suppose, but if I was to put a bit of money into this, I'd replace the whole gear gator, because the leather is perishing like mad, and also it gathers a lot of crumbs and stuff like that in the actual leather. It's all knackered on the outer edge as well from previous owner. I mean, this has got 134,000 miles on it, so this gear stick has seen some action. So yeah, I think that's been number 2. Number 3 is no surprise really, being a Volkswagen of, how many years is this car? However, I don't know, from 2003. My maths is not on form at the moment. It would be rust. Now, from the exterior, it's really not that bad. There's just one sort of bubble on one of it's the driver's side wing. I'll show you that in a second. It's just a bit of it's just bubbled away. It's quite common on the wings. In fact, it's that common you could just pick up a wing from Euro car parts for cheap. I think they're only like 30-40 quid or something like that. But when I got this car MOT not so long back, the guy that did it for me, he pointed out that it is starting to get a bit rusty under there, and I didn't really want to. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, I need to get that sorted. And what I ended up doing was I ended up spending a little bit more money at the time just to get an under coating, or what do you call it, under seal on the car. It wasn't that much. It was only like 20 odd quid or something like that. But he said that it'll just cover me for the next sort of 4 or 5 years. So yeah, I mean, it's not really it's not the worst issue in the world. I mean, I guess it could say it was just surface rust or whatever. but as soon as I saw it I was like, oh god, yeah, that needs sorting immediately. So yeah, that would be number 3, would be the rust. But as I say, rust is lighter than carbon fibre, so right, I'm just going through my phone here because I've got them written down. Number 4 would be, I'm having a hard time with locking this car. As long as I'm close to the car, it locks and unlocks fine, but when you come into a distance, I'm pressing this button like mad. You know, one or the other to either unlock it or whatever like that, especially like if it's pouring down with rain, I just want to quickly get in my car. I'm having to press this like the clappers, and it's only probably by the time I'm maybe 2 meters away from the car, it's actually unlocking. So I don't know whether it's just the battery in these, or maybe it's just this car is just getting on a bit where the central locking's getting a bit worn. Yeah, it's a bit irritating. Not the worst thing in the world, like, but I guess you could say it's quite common. I know people who've got Golfs who've got central locking issues, and as well as that issue, the passenger side rear door, I've had issues with people getting in and out of that for some reason. It's just this lever here, it's just not unlocking. And so, like, for example, the other day my girlfriend had to let someone out, actually get out the car and let someone out, so not really what I want to be doing, but it's just a bit of an inconvenience to me. But not the worst thing in the world, but it's just when it's pouring down with rain, it gets on you, gets you a bit wound up, let's just say. Yeah, I think that's number 4. And the worst thing by far, and this is only because I've had to experience this maybe, I don't know, maybe a month ago or something like that. The bulbs on my brake lights went, and so alright, get them replaced, you know what I mean? Just went down to Euros, got them replaced, no big deal, whatever like that. Well, I went down to Euros, got replacement bulbs, no big deal, went home to do it. This side, driver's side, absolutely fine, not a problem at all. However, passenger side, they decided to put on that same side a first aid kit on this particular model. I'm not sure if it's the same on every one of them, but on mine, having this lever, I'll show you in a second, having this shelf out like that is sort of blocking access to the, I guess you'd say, the door to the passenger side brake lights, and the cluster as well comes out of the brake light, so you have to unclip it out, pull it out, and then slot it back in. It's not like when I had the Civic, you could just literally just pull the bulb out, replace it, no big deal or whatever. But Volkswagen, I know they're not going to be watching or whatever, but what were you thinking when you put that in there? Because that is the amount of swearing and shouting I had to do to get those bulbs in was unbelievable. And in fact, I needed to do the side lights in the end as well, so I did them after work one time, and that was even more of a pain in the ass to do. It was just the most frustrating thing. So yeah, that was the, I guess you could say, the biggest hate for me with this car was that bloody brake light. It was the most frustrating thing. Even my fingers got all cut up and everything like that. So yeah, really, just if you're gonna buy one, right? If you're gonna buy one of these Volkswagen Boras, check the brake lights work on that side and the side lights. So then you can, and if they don't, you can make it the dealer or whoever you're buying it from, you can make it their problem, because honestly, it's the most pain in the ass job I think I've ever had on a car, really. And yeah, so that's it really. That's 5 things I hate about my Volkswagen Bora. If you like the video, please consider hitting the subscribe button. We've just passed 3,000 subscribers. It's not bad considering I only started in January, so any interactions or shares, likes, subscribes, it all helps, and it all, you know, it doesn't go unnoticed, so I really appreciate it. And for now guys, take it easy.